Hello and welcome to episode 224. Need I say more of the Veeam community recap? I'm Rick Van over the Ricktron. Day before vacation, normal circumstances, joined by my co-conspirator, Madalena. And Maddie, I understand you're in new normal circumstances, but I'm going to call it new circumstances. What is going on?
Good day, Rick, and good day, community. Indeed, this was my intro. You took it from me. But yes, indeed, I have a new background because I kind of moved a little bit, but no worries. The old background that I know everyone enjoys is not gone because I'm going to go at that place from time to time as well. But not going into many details. Tell me about you, Rick. You are in normal circumstances, but you are preparing for vacation. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Tell me more
No,
about
10 days, 10 days. So, well,
okay.
11. 11 over 2 weekends. So yeah, it is about 2 weeks. So I'm excited. Yes, I have a big vacation coming up. Going on one of those Alaska cruises. Really excited about that. And I know you like a cruise. So did
I
you ever
do
get to
like.
do Alaska?
No, I've never done Alaska. That's one of my Alaska and Hawaii. These two states are two states that I really like. I would like to go to. Other than that, in the U.S., I've seen a little bit, I would say. So these two are on my list, to-do
Oh,
list.
you've seen Ohio. That's all you need to see.
Yeah, that's all I need. Columbus.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm excited. Alaska is one of the three U.S. states I have not yet visited, with the other being North Dakota and Montana. So, oh, sorry, and Vermont. So there'll be three left. Other than that, I've been to all 50 U.S. states. So pretty excited for that.
So next
And
time we need a feedback from you, an overview of the Alaskan cruise.
I thought about doing the recap again on a cruise in 2021. I did one on a cruise. We were um, in Slovakia on the Danube River, and I did it from our patio. The Wi-Fi was actually good enough for recap. That was kind of crazy. Some of you may remember that, but now I'm actually going to properly vacate because I got the kids and all, so we'll go with it. But we've got a good, solid list of community stuff. Oh, by the way, does that same chair? Looks like the same chair. You took the
It's
chair.
not the same chair, new chair as well.
New chair. New digs, Maddie. Love it. Well, congratulations. I know that just, the work to get to a new space is horrible. It takes forever. So,
I would call it tiring but exciting.
yeah, yeah. It's like, just what else? Might as well throw something else on Maddie's plate. She's busy already. Let's make it more because you were one of the busiest people I know. So, anyways, congratulations. And yeah, stay tuned for more on that.
Thank you.
Ready, ready to jump in?
Absolutely, a lot of good stuff.
All right. First up is Luis with he's picked up a partner that he ran into at Veeam on Ground Data's Blocky for Veeam, and he's got some feedback on that. And what caught your eye on this one?
Well, a rather controversial topic from what I can see in the comments. So that caught
Ooh.
my eye basically. Luis is discussing Blocky, which is basically a security software designed to protect Veeam backups from ransomware and other threats by basically creating a zero trust environment for Windows based Veeam repositories for the ones that don't know what is Blocky. And there might be a bunch out there. I think this can be a great solution, as Luis says, for the ones that use Windows and don't have Linux skills, or for whatever reason don't want or can't use Linux. And it's a zero change deployment and ease of use. This would be one of the benefit. It installs directly on Windows VBR with no extra Linux or hardware. So that's a benefit. At the same time, it adds a layer of security features, includes MFA for admin access, disk level tamper protection, real-time alerts, and centralized multi-site management. As you can see in the comments, other community members that are using Linux seems to prefer the Linux-based solution, which is kind of obvious if you use Linux and you have the good skills for that. You kind of want to use the Linux-based hardened repositories, right? The VHR, as free and native alternative. Derek even goes further with his comment and questions a little bit if truly offers the same protection as hardened repositories in there. So I would say let's ask the larger community, what do you think? Let us know in the comments. Have you used Blocky? What's your preference? But great stuff from Luis. Thank you for sharing it with us. I think we might have had at some point somebody from Blocky that kind of gave an overview to our Veeam 100 members. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you, Luis. This is interesting because that's one of the really interesting and unique things about Veeam is there's so many ways that we can put backup on ultra resilient targets, so immutable, offline, air gapped. And we had the Ground Data team actually on our team call recently, maybe a month or two ago. And this was actually in place as a partner even before we had the Linux hardened repository. And I have spoken to some organizations that absolutely cannot support Linux, period. They will not do it. So I see this as one of those, if you're really going to standardize on Windows, then here's an option for you. And that is the Veeam way, is to have the options. And Derek and Marcus Dynamic both bring up really good points, but you got to also remember they're advanced practitioners, so they can handle implementing the Linux type options and stuff. But nonetheless, thank you, Luis, for sharing this point on Blocky by Veeam.
Absolutely. Thank you, Luis.
All right, I was super excited about this one because literally, no joke, I'm going to show you right here. I'm working on the lab on my SQL Server number 3. I literally am doing it right now today. But Madi, what caught your eye on Chris's topic of protecting SQL Server with Veeam?
Well, first of all, Chris, read your mind. So, yeah. But no, joke aside, he has been really consistent with posting like strong content every week. And if I'm not wrong, we mentioned it last week with a really good post as well. And it's great to see this. So, yeah, of course, this comes with a new mention in the recap. And I really like about this one, that this particular article, what I like is the fact that this is based on customer feedback, which is important for us and for Veeam in general. And he talks about the flexibility of SQL Server backup options using Veeam, whether on premises, in Azure VMs, or as Azure Pass. I 100% agree with his highlight that there is no one size fits all strategy, and the optimal choice really depends on your infrastructure, your admin preferences, and recovery goals. And then basically he goes over all options in detail, 6 as he mentions. Agentless image level backup, VM based. This is the simplest, most common approach for virtualized environments. And then the Veeam agent for Microsoft Windows, Veeam plugin for Microsoft SQL Server. For environments where DBAs prefer native backup control, the Veeam plugin allows you to trigger backups from within the SQL Server itself using native backup database syntax. And then Azure YAS with Veeam agent for Windows. Veeam agent is fully supported on Azure VMs running SQL Server, and it's managed just like any other protected machine. Azure YAS with Veeam backup for Microsoft Azure, and then last but not least, the Azure SQL Pass with Veeam backup for Microsoft Azure. And the last part I think is very important. He says each option serves a specific purpose, and the best choice really depends on few things that actually Chris mentioned there. So you can just read it. I'm not going to go over all, but overall, really great segmentation of all these. So I kind of enjoyed it, and I know you might have some thoughts, Rick.
Yeah, so first of all, great write-up. And I love to have all of these different ways identified. And a lot of times organizations pick a platform or a way of running something like databases for different reasons based on different requirements, physical, virtual, cloud, on-prem, etc. And, I don't know if I missed it, but, I would add that there's also AWS RDS as an option here. But I think that he, is coming fresh off of some customer conversations that were in this example going Azure. But there's yet another way that you can protect SQL databases with Veeam. So I think it's awesome. I've been playing in the lab with the new Enterprise App plugin for SQL Server. There's some new enhancements in V13 for that. Well timed. Thank you so much, Chris. And you're right, Maddie. I think 3 or 4 of the last recaps we have called Chris's name, and maybe he's scheming something. I don't know. Let's see.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well done, anyway. Well
Yeah.
done.
Well done, Chris. All right, next up, number 3, JFM. On our team, Julia is talking about hidden cost of Microsoft Entra ID being compromised and some of those risks. I really like this topic.
Quite interesting topic, I believe. Did you know that Entra ID is heavily targeted by hackers? Attacks exceed 600 million daily attempt.
Oh, I thought it was 600,000, but it's regardless, they're both a lot.
That's what I read. Now, if this number is insane, I don't know. It's I mean, if this number is accurate, this is pretty insane. That's what I meant. It's just like I did not expect that.
But it's a massive target. I mean, it is the identity management of the business world. So sure, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let us know if you know a different number. Might just be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, it looks like a high number. So that's the important one, that it kind of needs to be protected. So I think that's why Julia decided to write on that. The tricky part in here, as Julia says, is that, a breach does not always announce itself with clear warnings or big alerts. And it can start really as a single phishing email. And we all know it. We all received it, like a security hole waiting to be found somewhere, even like just a setting that was not correct done. And, once the attacker gets into your Entra ID, they very rare just go for the first thing they find. Instead, they're going to look around, they're going to just increase their access, they're going to stay in there for a while and learn more about the company's online setup, and then they're going to kind of attack and go for what is actually important. So Entra ID, I think, is kind of one of the targets in there. So what we should kind of take away from this article, I think, is that, a compromised Entra ID is going to cause far more than just, some tech cleanup. And it's going to actually trigger, even if you don't think about it, it's going to trigger a business crisis. It's going to disrupt your operation. You're going to lose revenue, and then might go to reputational damage, depending on, what's going to be affected and how, and compliance fall out for sure. And, the traditional backups definitely matter, but your identity structure must also be protected and recoverable. So I think that's where she's kind of pushing with this article. And she says, like, at some point in the article, the solution is like, just go like stay like in layers, just go for the layers and go for the prevention, isolation, backup, test. And then, of course, the important thing is also to reinforce a security first culture. It's very important to train your employees on all these matters. So I think all in all, it's just a really good article that kind of educational and kind of eye opener for the people that didn't really take this seriously. So yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. And Julia, thank you for writing this. I know she's been doing a lot with our Entra solution. And by the way, it's available in Veeam Data Cloud. It's kind of interesting because I see some of the transactions when customers enroll. People are enrolling every day to this. This is really awesome. So it's good stuff. Thank you, JFM. All right. Now, I don't know if this is the first time we've called Derek Losky on the Vanguard blog spotlight, but he might have been called once before. Do you remember? Yeah. Okay.
We did call it, but when you were on vacation, I was with AZ and Louis doing the recap. So we did mention Derek, but I think that was kind of the first time when we call him on the VBS, because previously we used to call him when he used to be a legend and post at the community hub. But great to have back Derek, in the recap as well.
Yeah, it looks like he's talking about adding an S3 compatible object storage to an offline, getting an error message about service unavailable. And this is interesting because I'm also playing with the same object storage in the lab as well. And you want to know what's even crazier? On this other screen, I just got a Teams message from someone at Object First. So this is just a inceptive, spooky, weird recap because like I'm literally working on all of these things right here. But
Great
it
stuff.
looks like Derek goes through the full fix to get it back to where we need.
Oh yeah, it's a very thorough one, and yeah, it's. I mean, if you encounter this, if you have this situation that you are running it, with a customer that has a very secure like offline network, and they kind of want to move to the more immutable storage as well, and uh, then you might just get this error. You might just you want to use OTB as well, so you might just encounter this error as well. So this would be a really actually good article for you to use to know where's the issue coming from. From what I understood, there are kind of he went to support of Object First. They were very prompt, and it seems like there were kind of two things that went wrong: the time sync problem, NTP, and then there was something with the certificate validation problem. So Derek is sharing there the steps to fix the issue. But what he's saying, basically, if you're using Veeam in an offline environment, trying to add an object storage ODB, or any S3 compatible object storage as repository, he says make sure both the server and storage appliance use the same time via local NTP, and then disable Windows certificate validation that requires internet, because the certificate is self-signed and won't be validated anyway. So this will avoid that 503 service unavailable error when adding the object storage. So yeah, I mean, I think this is great finding and great sharing. Thank you, Derek.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, I was doing the same thing exactly, but on the 13 Veeam software appliance. I didn't get this error, but I know why the difference between the different versions. But nonetheless, good to call your name again, Derek. And I'm just mesmerized at that immutable AI generated image. I think it's actually pretty cool. So love it.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
cool.
All right, we're going to switch over to special department news. Now, I have translated this into English, at least the text, but not the image. We have a in Portuguese event from Beth and Andre from Brazil.
Absolutely. That's going to happen next Wednesday, July 30th. As I can see your time, 6 p.m. I'm not sure if you are on the same time with Brazil or
No,
not.
Brazil would be 4 o'clock Sao Paulo time.
Okay. So yeah, I guess because Andres, he's a trainer. So and Bet is VMC certified. So I think they are the best people to hear about why you should become a Veeam certified professional. So I think this is going to be good. There are already like 35 people that registered. Didn't expect less from the Brazil community. We know we have a strong one there. So if you still have time, this is recorded on Wednesday. We are going to share it most probably either Thursday evening or Friday morning. So you have plenty of time to register for this one. If you are going to be busy and you can't commit to be live joining them, then as you always know, we are posting it on our YouTube Veeam community playlist. So make sure you're checking it out in there.
Indeed. And Brazil always does it right. There's no doubt about that. So thank you, Beth. Thank you, Andre, and enjoy the content. Really good crowd, pre-reg. So thank you for that. All right, next up is a guy named Jeff and Michael Cade with episode number 2 on the Michael Cade live stream show. And looks like they're going to talk about hands-on learning. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you remember last week, we discussed an article that Jeff put together about the Podman. That was the topic that they kind of approached in their first episode, or one of the topics they approached. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, really good for the people that are interested in the cloud native world. It's not just, Veeam technology. This is just like cloud native technology in general with different touches. So I think it can be very interesting if you are on a learning path. It's educational. It's, you can also ask questions because it's live. It's going to be on YouTube. Streamed on YouTube, on Michael Cade YouTube, which I think it's 90 Days of Devs. You have the link somewhere there, I believe. Join the event here, Cloud Native Show, episode 2. This is going to be a series. So I think we're going to have, as I mentioned last time, we're going to have like about 1 to 2 shows per month, depending on, of course, their availability as well. But I think this is going to be cool. The date is
31st.
31st of July, and the time is 9 a.m. Eastern, which I believe is going to be 4 p.m. my time, so 3 p.m. CET.
2 p.m. UK time for Michael.
Yeah. I think for GMT, yeah, that's a good time. It's like a 2 p.m. Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, you used to live in London, right? Yeah.
So I used to live in London.
All these interesting things about Madi are coming out on this show. So yeah.
Awesome.
Now, London was great. I was there 2 weeks ago. It was great to be back. Wonderful city.
Indeed.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Michael. Good stuff. All right. Next up, let's see if I can do this right on the switch. Did not. There it is. Who's new? Via Sophia plus 169. This is fantastic.
Yes, I think it's again the Veeam University, or I don't know, maybe our internal teams. They are just having. I know there are some Veeam on tours right now, and I must say I think some of the MVPs and some of the community members were invited, I believe, to talk at some of these events. So they might just mention the community hub. So it could be from different parts, but I'm sure Veeam University has as well something to do with it. But indeed. Great stuff. Welcome everyone.
Yeah, indeed. I just love seeing these names. They're funny. It's just awesome. Third line support. That's funny. It's just awesome, CodeSec. These are awesome. Technical. Like look at that. Technical. That's great. Anyways, we could look at that all day. Coolest usernames. 6 up for this one. Justice, BLT, Speedy, Texas Tech, No Data, Wolversor. So, question, dearest Madalena. Does that acronym mean anything to you?
It sounds very familiar, BLT, yes, but I can't tell you right now.
So there's a sandwich. It's a bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich?
Yes, BLT, true. I haven't had one in very long time.
Is that a common thing in Europe? It's good combo. It works on like a lightly toasted bread.
Not in Romania, not in Spain, not in Italy, not in France. Might just be in the UK. I can't remember eating that a lot in the UK. So might be more like an American thing.
Might be. I just getting close to lunch. So sorry, it sticks out. So.
I'm getting close to dinner. So yeah.
There you go. All right. And then Alfred's pick with a GIF, or is it a GIF? I think it's a GIF. Alfred's pick with a GIF is the rhythmic technologist. And so much so that Sophia put a infinite pair of sunglasses on this animated fellow on a computer, and that is where we're going to leave it. Madalena, thank you so much for preparing the content here today.
Absolutely, my pleasure as always. Enjoy your
So
vacation, Rick. Let's see what we're
I
gonna do next
will.
week.
Yeah, so you got to select a victim, I mean a volunteer to join you. You could, call out to the membership body or to the team. I really appreciate that. Um, oh, it's somewhat special department and it's not promoted yet. So I'm gonna spill the beans here. Thursday, the 31st of August, we also have the Tech Bites, which is one of those live streams that we do on LinkedIn. We're going to do a special one. It's going to be an intern takeover because 31st July is National Intern Day in the U.S. And so we have 4 interns on our team. We featured Grover and Henry in some of the content already yet this year, and Jada as well, and Abdi. But they're going to do the live stream. So I'm going to be tuning in from Alaska to watch it. I can't miss it. So I even bought the internet package on the boat. So I'm going to be heckling them. So stay tuned for that.
I'm going to add a link in the comments. So.
It's not out there yet. It's not. We only promote it the week before.
Whenever it's going to be ready, maybe by Friday it's going to be ready, right? Because it's the 23rd already. So by Friday, I would think it's going to be up.
Yeah, it should be. So you heard it here on the Community Hub first. So, all right, everyone, have a great weekend. And Manny, I will be back for 226. So we'll see you in 2 episodes.